Hello children, welcome back to the lesson in Rhino Land. Hope you all have seen section 1. As I already told you, in section 2, a young visitor tells us about his experiences in Kaziranga. So children, before moving into the lesson, can you all tell me who is a visitor? Yes, a person visiting someone or somewhere, especially socially or as a tourist, is called as a visitor. So children, friendship is one of the most difficult things in the world to explain. Yes, it is not something that people have to be taught at school or go for seminars to learn. Like growing up, we can identify our friends whom we find to be more sensitive, friendly, and imaginative. So, friendship includes caring for each other and sharing their emotions, sharing experiences, everything, right? So, one such friend to Adil was Samir. Can you see the boy here? He's Adil. Here's Adil. And he writes a letter to his friend Samir. Dear Samir, what a treat I had this winter. Mom and Dad organized a trip to Kaziranga National Park in Assam, and I saw the most amazing wildlife deer, sambar, elephants, water buffalo, a rock python, and even the greater one horned rhinoceros. So, children, what is the meaning of treat? Yes, an event or item that is out of the ordinary and gives great pleasure like entertainment, amusement, celebration, something like that. Okay? And he says he saw deer, sambar, elephants, water buffalo, a rock python, and even the famous greater one-horned rhinoceros. It was ancient looking, majestic creature weighing over 1600 kilograms and was taller than dad. And children, ancient looking means old looking majestic creature. So, if you describe something or someone as majestic, you think they are very beautiful, great, excellent, dignified, impressive. Okay, so he says it was an ancient looking majestic creature. Okay, so children, with whom did Adil visit Kaziranga National Park? Yes, with his parents, with his mom and dad. And which animals did he see there? He saw deer, sambar, elephants, water buffalo, rock python, and the famous greater one-horned rhinoceros. I was amazed by its thick, brown, folded skin and its single horn. I felt as if I had walked into a film set of some prehistoric era movie. So, children, can you see the skin of the rhino here? It's very thick, yes or no? And it's brown in color and folded skin. Yes? Yeah. And children, why do you think Adil compared the rhino and the park to a prehistoric era movie set? Yes, two other, the rhino with its huge body and single horn, along the other wild animals in Kaziranga, seemed to be the remnant, means like leftover remaining of an ancient world. So he compared the rhino and the park to a prehistoric era movie set. In fact, we spotted a mother rhinoceros with her calf. So, can you see a mother rhino with her calf? Yes. Soon the two entered the river nearby and began swimming with wild abandon. So he says the mother and her calf. They both entered the river nearby and began swimming without caring about anything. So what's the meaning of wild abandon? Without caring about anything. Okay? It was a warm day and I learned that rhinos spend most of the day lying in pools and rivers. So when this little boy Adil, when he visited the park, it was a sunny day, it was a warm day. So he learned that rhinos spend most of the day lying in pools and rivers. The tour guide informed us that they are excellent swimmers and can even run very fast up to 55 kilometers per hour. That is faster than our jeep was going. So this boy Adil says that they are excellent swimmers. The rhinos are excellent swimmers, and they can run very fast. And he's comparing with their jeep. He says that it is faster than our jeep was going. And here he says the rhinos also kept making sounds, and the guide told us that this was a bleat, that was a squeak, or a grunt, or a roar. He also stressed that rhinos are very vocal and can make at least 10 different emotions, but I have to say, all the sounds they made seemed much the same to me. So, just like humans, for different emotions, we have different sounds. Like when we are happy, we laugh. When we are sad, we cry. When we are angry, we shout. Yes. So rhinos are usually quiet animals, but they make variety of sounds in different circumstances. Like these include grunting, growling, mooing, panting, squealing, screaming, trumpeting, and children, generally it was known like squealing and trumpeting. This high pitched sound is used for many reasons when a rhino is excited. Like, squeals are most commonly heard between a calf and its mother. And coming to grunt and growl, generally male rhino. Okay, male rhino grunt and growls. And panting, mothers use panting to call their calf, indicating that it needs to be come closer to her. It's a form of warning, and it's heard when a rhino encounter danger. Okay, screaming. Coming to screaming, just like humans, rhinos scream when they are frightened. So, but this little boy Adil, he says, all the sounds rhinos made seemed much the same to me. He says all the sounds are same to me. I couldn't find any difference between the sounds. I hope you will be able to see this fascinating creature sometime soon. So, children, in this PPT, I included all the key points, but I want you all to go through the entire letter in the textbook. Okay? And he also shares with his friend the greater one-horned rhino is listed as a vulnerable species. So, children, can you tell me what's the meaning of vulnerable? At risk, unsafe, unprotected. Okay? So he says that rhino is listed as a vulnerable species because of excessive hunting and poaching. Children, you remember in section 1 I explained you about poachers, people who catch the animals against the law illegally are called poachers. Hope you all remember. Okay? Fortunately, national parks such as Kaziranga ensure that the endangered and vulnerable animals have a safe natural habitat. So, endangered and vulnerable animals means animals that are at risk of becoming extinct, means no longer existing. And what is this natural habitat? The natural environment in which an animal lives, the natural environment in which a species or a group of species live is called as a natural habitat. This particular park spreads over more than 400 square kilometers, and naturally we could not see the entire park. Mom explained that it has been declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. So, children, he says that the park is so wide, it is 400 square kilometers, and so we could not see the entire park. He says that mom explained that it has been declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. So, World Heritage Site is the designation for places on the earth that are outstanding. Okay, a World Heritage Site is a landmark or area with legal protection guarded by the UNESCO. And children, you know what is the full form of UNESCO? United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. Okay? I later read that in 1904, Mary Curzon, the wife of George Curzon, who was Viceroy of India at that time, wanted to see the rhinoceros that this place was famous for. Children, do you know who is the Viceroy? Like, is an official who runs the country. This word is made of vice and roy. You know what is the meaning of vice? In place of. Roy means king. So a viceroy is a royal official who rules an area in the name of the king. So Mary Cousin wanted to see the rhinoceros that Kaziranga is famous for. But she couldn't spot a single one. She couldn't see a single one. She then persuaded, means convinced, means like, made someone do something by giving good reasons. Okay, she asked her husband to ensure that the wildlife is protected. She asked her husband to make sure that the wildlife is protected. And this boy says, we spotted our first ones within an hour drive. I want to go there again soon, maybe to a different part of the park. Children, you remember? The area of the park was around 400 square kilometers, and he could not see the entire park in one day. Yes, so this little boy Adil, he says that he want to visit the park again, but to a different part of the park. And maybe you can join us next time. He says Samir can join next time. Yours affectionately, Adil. So children, this is all about the lesson in Rhino Land, section 1 and section 2. Hope you all have enjoyed. Thank you so much, children.